Hi all, my name is Nada Honda and I represent Guided Counsel. I am a psychic medium, channeler, soul transitioner, energy healer, all sorts of cool stuff. And you will see a white furry thing that is not a rug, that is my dog Belle. So she may bark here and there, but I think it's nighttime and she's probably gonna sit back and sleep for a little bit. But my first YouTube video, I'm not too savvy on it just yet, so please forgive me if there's going to be some faux pas along the way. I'll turn these into short reels once I figure out how to do it, and then put it onto my Instagram and Facebook and TikTok accounts. So for the meantime, you're going to watch me fumble through this process. But anyway, thank you. Thank you for watching. So here we go. So I want to talk about real brief, and I say real brief, but sometimes I'm not that brief, about 2023 and 2024 and WTF, what to expect. So 2023 was a huge year because it was a year where we had to choose a path. Now, we are all going to be on a different path. We are either going through a dark night of the soul, we have just finished, meaning that we're like at the, finally getting our pieces back together. We're about to have it. I mean, all sorts of things, right? So 2023 was really about making the decision to face your fears, to put one foot in front of the other, to somehow find the strength within you to move ahead and not look back. And 2023 was really committed to purging. Now, here's the thing though. Not only are you purging your emotions just for you on the individual level, but you're also purging emotions on the collective level. And you're also purging emotions on a generational karmic level. So, seems kind of unfair, but I'll explain why that's happening. And the good news is for the generational karma, we are probably going to be the last of the people that are going to be processing that, lucky us, because things are just changing with the children that are coming in or have come in into this time. But what has taken many people of who we see as spiritual leaders or mentors, or you may call them gurus, what's taking them 20, 30, 40 plus years to become experts at and be able to teach others, it's taking us a lot shorter. We are on a crash course to get our shit together. That's really the name of the course. Just get your shit together now. And we are learning through experience, and experience is the best teacher. It's no longer through, books. Back then people had to meditate for like days, forever to get, insights. Here we have books, we have technology, we have other people, mentors who have already gone through the process. So we have an abundance of material to learn and speed this process, as long as you are willing to learn and implement. 2023 was also pivotal because it was the year of choosing your path. So think of it as a fork in the road. I'm going to say left and right. Left being that you kind of woke up, something was going on in your life, and you decided to take, either you decided or the universe made the decision for you that things were going to change for you one way or the other. And so what you knew as your life completely dissolved. You don't know how it happened, when it happened, why it happened, but it did. And you're here now. Then you have the right road, trail, whatever, where you may have gone through something, a crisis, dark night of the soul as well, but you choose to just continue to be who you are in your mentality saying that this too shall pass. Yes, it will pass. However, if you don't learn the lessons and you still stay stuck to your old ways, 2024 isn't going to look that great for you, right? So 2023 was the year of the purging, year of acknowledging of where you're at, year of putting one foot in front of the other. somehow intrinsically knowing that there is going to be light at the end of the tunnel. You just didn't know how to get there, or how or when you're going to get there, but it is there. And then those that are choosing to stay, whether they're in their self-centered, egocentric ways, or they're afraid to make that plunge because they're still living in some sort of fear, 2024 is going to be way more intense. So 2024, and we're already seeing this now, huge changes to electromagnetic waves. The Schumann resonance is off the hook. The weather is just ridiculous right now. I live in California, and we have mini tsunamis, hitting the shores. And the coast was closed for this past weekend for New Year's. So a lot of stuff is happening. And if that's happening in an external world that we can see and that we can follow through, all these infrared cameras or what have you, what makes you think that that's not going to happen to us as well? Because we are also energy based, right? So our emotions are going to be more intense in 2024. And what does that mean? That means that we need to be super hyper vigilant in our awareness. You may be happy all day, and then you get to bed and all of a sudden you're triggered about something, and then you're just pissed out of nowhere. And you're like, wow, I had such a great day. Why am I so upset? Taking the time to 1, recognize that you're upset. 2, ask why. 3, process maybe what was it? It may not have been anything, but allowing yourself to go through those emotions and not ignore it, right? So that's part of waking up. That's part of the whole consciousness of us evolving. So be hyper vigilant, and it's draining. This is a 24/7 job. Your brain is the matrix. Your brain is what puts the programming, or has the program in there to keep you in this little Truman Show type of situation, right? And we have to constantly fight it. And the brain, the ego, is never going to go away. I mean, maybe if you're a monk, if you're the Dalai Lama, and you've gotten to that level, I'm not there yet. If you're watching this video, you're not there yet, more than likely. So we still have a long ways to go. So keeping that in mind, no matter how draining it is, we have to keep on pushing through to just break through. And the veil is thinning. We all know this. I don't know if the veil is completely gone. Some people say it's completely gone. Others say that's, thinning out more. When I channel my entities, I don't discuss the veil because we talk about more about what's happening now that's relevant to regular folks like you and I. But really be aware, because the emotions are going to be stronger. Also know that because of how things are dissolving right in front of our eyes, the government, the corruption is being exposed. More wars are going to be occurring. Whether they be in the smaller little wars happening, or, at a bigger scale, I'm not quite sure just yet. But there's going to be more turbulence. And we just have to make sure that we stay in our lane. How does that help? Well, it helps in the collective form. People are feeding into this fear. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's scary stuff. I'm not going to say that, things aren't happening. They totally are happening. It's in our reality. But we need to set examples, because how the collective mind works together is what creates the changes that we would like to see in the new earth. And if you're not familiar with the new earth, you can go ahead and pick up a book from Julia Cannon, or just Google it. It's all over the internet. You'll get more information on the new earth. We have all ascended to a higher dimension. Our bodies are trying to acclimate. Even Mother Gaia is recalibrating, which is why we're going to see more changes in weather. We're also going to see, we might see new species come up based on the changes in the environment. Definitely more technology is going to evolve just because we have more exposure or more knowledge of the ancient teachings, how they use energy, frequencies, vibration. We're finally paying attention to Tesla, and what he was given the information through channeled messages as far as 369 and all those codes. So our technology is going to continue to evolve, and it's going to be us as a collective to get us to a better place. Now, based on my conversations with my entities, and I'll explain a little bit of that just to let you know, I channel Ishtar, and Ishtar, in my experience, through my experience with Ishtar, he is a male entity, and he is the overseer of the Galactic Federation. And what he does is that he comes down and he'll ask questions, he'll let me know what's going on, and we kind of compare notes, and whatever we discuss, he goes back to the council, which is why I got myself, or why I chose the name Guided Counsel, and they kind of just take they talk about the trajectory of the earth. They cannot intervene in our process, but they can definitely provide us with guidance, and guidance could be intuition, those nudges that we get, if you're open to them, they will provide you those that guidance that you seek. So heading into that direction where there's going to be a lot more deaths are going to happen. There's going to be a lot of people that are not going to be able to handle what's going on within themselves, much less what's going on around them. And they're going to be passing on because they just can't handle it. So 2024, I'm not trying to sound grim or anything like that, because 2024, we're going in that direction right now because it has to happen, and I have full faith that it's going to work out. But it's going to take a village, and we all have to put in our work for that. So what does that mean? So for 2024, if you're a light worker or starseed, or if you're someone of service, whatever it is, it's a year of collaboration. So it's no longer competition. It's no longer if you're a psychic, how many clients can you see? Oh, they took my client or whatever. That is going to be put off the table. That is very 3D. Back in the day it used to be, that's so 2000. Well, now that's so 3D. To have that type of ego mentality. It's now about collaboration, because we're still working in silos when we should be working together, because it's always more powerful when there's more people involved. So it has been highly recommended that we network, we get to know what each other's abilities and gifts are, and refer each other out. I work at psychic fairs, psychic events, and there's always a whole bunch of other psychics, but I never worry about it, because those who are energetically drawn to me will come to me, and the same with the other psychics. Those who are energetically drawn to them will go to them. So I'm not too worried about it. And it's a great place to meet other people, because let me tell you, I've always known that I was different. I've always been called the black sheep. I've always been called an alien, oddly enough. Since a child, my sister always told me that was, so you're such an alien. Little does she realize I truly am an alien. But we all are. But anyway, that's another podcast. But it's all about collaboration. And this year could be an epic year for you if you choose to. If you stay in the mindset that you're here to continue to grow and collaborate with others and be of service. Now, all modalities are on the table. If you're a tarot reader, if you're a medium, if you're an energy healer, whether you do sound bowls, if you do the nice chimes or the gongs, whatever it is, even just in storytelling and sharing your story to help others, everything is on the table, because we are a very small population compared to the world. There's 8 billion people, and there's us right here. From what I've been told many times, and I've had a meetup group that I haven't been consistent on, but in my meetup groups, I do channel Ishtar. And for over a year and a half now, the message has been very, very clear that the changes that we are trying to get to when it comes to the new earth may not happen in our lifetime, but we are here to set the example for the future generations. How many generations? I don't know. We are finishing up, or have just finished up, the 7-year cycle, and we are starting the new cycle. And I have been on the spaceship where they have the hybrid children. Now, there's already hybrid children here. You may already have hybrid children, but the hybrid children that are coming, are going to be opposite of us in the sense that they're going to come in remembering, versus when we came in and we just came into the earth like, we knew nothing, right? We're just like dumb and trying to crawl and gaga goo goo, whatever. We have zero recollection. We came in with amnesia of who we actually were. But these children are going to be different. They're already going to have psychic abilities. They're going to have some memory, if not a lot of memory. However, their biggest issue is going to be how to be a human. So we had it easier in that sense. We came in not knowing, and we just transitioned to be a human. We were taught how to walk. We were taught how to talk and eat. Some of it was innate. Some of us, we already knew how to, drink out of a nipple or what have you. That's already innate stuff that we remember how to do from past lives. So the rules are going to reverse in that sense, and they're going to have a really hard time trying to acclimate and adapt to the human vessel, because we're still going to have remnants of people who still live in that life of self-centered ego, just not cool people. They're not nice. But here's the thing, in 2023, I mentioned that you had to choose a road, the left or the right. If the people on the 2023 chose to not change, right, because they want to stay in their comfort zone, or they're still living in fear, 2024 is going to be very interesting for them, because energies are running really strong right now. And like I was saying, the electromagnetic waves, and it affects us as well. So if the person is still living in some sort of self-centered, egocentric way, or whatever you want to call it, it's going to be darker for them, and it's going to be harder for them to become aware of their thoughts and how they're projecting onto others. And so I don't want to say karma, but it's more of a law of attraction. What you put out, you get back, amplified, right? And I got that from one of my friends, Patrick, who's a shaman and also a spiritual coach, business coach. So that's what's going to end up happening, is what you put out, you're going to get back amplified, especially if you haven't been working on the previous thing. So if you just came out of some sort of trauma and you didn't fully process it, and you're trying to do this whole, spiritual bypass, but you don't realize that you've done a spiritual bypass, yeah, it's going to be not so fun for you. So I'm giving you a heads up. If that's you, take another look. How can you take another look? Well, let's look at this. I am you, you are me. If we're having a conversation and you trigger me for some reason, I have to look to see what within me is triggering that trigger, because I'm the one that's being triggered. What you say to me should not have triggered me, but I interpreted something that triggered myself. So you are a mirror of me. So I need to analyze and process, what is it about me that I need to work on for it not to trigger me again. And I might not even know what the trigger is. So I have to dive into, what was the trigger? Why? How? What do I need to work within myself? That is a lot of work. It really is. And like I said, the brain never shuts off. Your emotions get triggered, but this is how it is. As we go into this new world, really, that's really what we're going into. It's a whole new world, a new way of doing things, and just trying to figure out how to get to the, I don't know. It's just going to be walking on eggshells while still trying to be your true authentic self. You're going to see a lot more losses when it comes to friends and family, because really this is a solo journey. And for me personally, I find it hard to find people of who I can call my tribe, who are close to me. The people that I meet through these psychic fairs, they all live far away. So I'm like, I don't have anyone to like practice with, unless it's on Zoom, or like, hey, let's hang out and try this. I just learned, I just saw Gaia and they just did this, and I want to try it and see if it works or what have you. So it is a solo process and a solo journey, but it doesn't have to be like that, which is why this is the year of collaboration. So if you really want to expand in your business, in your servitude, in your own growth, that's the way to go, and that's going to be the way ahead moving forward. Other things to take into consideration is that always be working on the brain and heart coherence. They have to be aligned. And it's okay to fall. It's going to be a roller coaster. Remember, as your light shines brighter, so will the darkness. And it's really trippy. It's kind of like a Star Wars thing where, you're a Jedi and then you're going to be fighting a Sith. A Jedi is not going to be, fighting a stormtrooper. They're going to, their levels are going to match. And I'll give you a quick example, which was a trip. Last summer, I was at the beach with a friend who's a spiritual healer, and we were just hanging out. I kid you not, in that weekend, I saw 3, not 1, 3, what I would call, just because of a lack of another word, zombies. And they weren't zombies in the sense like, a Resident Evil, they're all like, walking like that. But they were humans that looked completely soulless. I would look into their eyes and I saw nothing. And of course, since that being my first experience, first thing on my mind was like, oh my God, what are they on, right? Like, what kind of drug is this that they make them, into zombies? But I could tell right then at that point, that they were not on any drugs. It was like some sort of full trance of dark energy. I don't know what happened to them. I didn't stop to ask. I was freaked out, but immediately what my intuition told me, or what my guides were telling me, even though I was kind of like freaked out because the person was literally this close to my face, anything could have gone down, anything. And I just turned around and said, how may I help you? Are you okay? Is there anything you need? And just by saying those words, it was like spraying Raid on them, like for real. So they just started to back off. They still had that look, like I was still scared. I'm not gonna lie, I almost shit my pants. I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't like confrontations. Like, why am I seeing this? And my friend who was next to me is like, just stay chill. You're gonna be seeing a lot more of this. And sure enough, they do come about here and there. You just gotta be prepared for it. You just offer them your light, and they get repelled by the light, just like Raid, just like Lysol. Light does that to them, and then they like squirm back. It was the weirdest thing, but we're gonna be seeing a lot more of that. And I know that was like a big visual, but those were actual experiences that I had, that if I did not have my friend with me, like no one would have believed me, right? But that's beside the point, because all my experiences, like, my friends won't believe me. But anyway, but that's what we're going into, and we're going to be seeing a lot more things. We're going to have more contact with the extraterrestrials. Obviously it's, you see it on TikTok or whatever, they're making jokes, like, I don't care if aliens are here, are they paying my rent? Are they making my food or whatever? We don't care about the aliens at this time, but there's going to be a lot more contact. Just know that these aliens, if you're afraid of them, they're more intelligent than we are, and their technology is redonkulous. If they wanted to kill us, they could have done that a long time ago. So I wouldn't worry about the aliens, from outer space. I would worry more about the government that we have in-house and all the corruption before I worry about the extraterrestrials. And my experiences have been very, very cool with them. They show me a lot of things. But for more podcasts, because I'm all into that stuff. But anyway, gosh, I wanted to make this a little bit shorter than I thought, but 2023, you're the purging. You had your choice to make as far as the path, whether you knew it or you didn't. You already chose it. 2024 could be epic, or it could be not so epic for you. It's your choice at the end of the day. But just work with others, have a good mindset, come from the heart. The heart is the key to everything. It is the key. If you want to know about, anything, opening up more of your abilities and becoming stronger, it's all about working with the aspects of the heart, as well as, deprogramming your brain from all these years of, whatever we went through. I'm a Gen Xer, so yeah, we were left. If we came home to have dinner at night, our parents would be like, oh, we made it home. I guess I'll set a plate out for you, you know. Our parents didn't expect us to survive. So, but anyway, keep that in mind. And it's just a very quick look into 2024. For as far as for me in this channel, I'm going to be bringing some people. I'm going to be inviting some people who are just regular folks like you and I, who somehow fell into this really cool world of metaphysics, and they have abilities and they have all these things to share with the rest of us. And I really enjoy talking to them. And I've met them either through the events, or met them through, you know, my soul tribe that I'm growing and I'm meeting through other friends, or, you know, other people, all the events that I open myself up to. And it's going to be really cool. So I can't wait to see you guys. Please subscribe. And I will shortly be putting up some stuff on YouTube. I'm not YouTube, but Instagram and TikTok and all the other stuff. Honestly, I think I just need to hire a junior high kid to just do this stuff for me. I'm too old, but anyways, I'll catch on. Thank you so much and have a good night. Thank you.